Hi, this is Yvonne Pran, and I would like to share with you a mini review of Snappa.com. This is a digital image creation tool. All of the images you see here are ones from my website or ones that I've done for the church, and I use Snappa pretty much exclusively now to create all of the graphics that I use on this site. I just absolutely love it, and I want to share it with you. Now remember, before we get into this, that Effective Church Communications does not take any outside advertising. We tell you about our tools and resources, but no outside ones, nor do we participate in any affiliate programs. That's where someone will recommend something, and this is just rampant on the web today, and then they'll have a small disclaimer that says, well, we get a few dollars from this if you get it, but we really like it and blah, blah, blah. I just do not believe in that at all. I think it really distorts a lot of things. And on my website, you can read more of my reasons for that, but we don't do it. That's the bottom line here. So just know that anything that I share with you, anything that I review, I'm doing it because I really like it and I feel that it will be useful to you. So having said that, let's jump right into Snappa and let me show you how it works. Here we are on the Snappa.com website, and I'm going to jump to the pricing immediately because we always want to know, what does it cost? As you can see here, they have several different levels. They have a free way to start, then they have the Pro, which is $10 a month, and then a team one. Now, here's the situation. I would encourage all of you to jump in and try it and go ahead and start out with it. You can play around with it and you can do all the different things that you might want to do with it. However, here's the challenge. You can only download 5 of what you've done per month, and if you can't download them, of course, they're useless to you. I started out this way and quickly realized that Snappa was something that I could use all the time. It saved me so much time, so easy to do things, and so I now personally have the Pro thing, $10 a month. Now, that's not an expense that I take lightly. I really try to have a very careful budget with the ministry, but I do feel that this is something that's very useful to me. So that's what I have, and let me now go back to the home page, just kind of skim through some of the things that they have, and then I will actually show you how it works. You can watch their little demo. It's okay, it's not that great actually, but just some of the different things that they have. This is one of the best things about it. You can immediately go to exactly the size of what you need, whether it's an Instagram post, a YouTube thumbnail, Twitter, Facebook, whatever it might be. You can also do something whatever size you want, and I'll show you how to do that in a minute. You can get started. They have these pre-made templates. These can be a great thing to do if you're in a super big hurry. Just do one of them, modify it. I'll show you that in a minute. This is really nice. They've actually raised the number to 600,000. I don't know how that happened, but anyway, you have this whole stock photo resource right there in Snappa, which is just wonderful. You don't have to go searching around for things. You just grab them and go, and they're for you. Then you can also add additional little images. You can put squares and backgrounds and all kinds of things on there very easily. They have over 200 fonts. You can also upload your own, and over 70,000 vectors and shapes. So really anything you want to do with this, you can do. And you can then schedule things with your different social media accounts. You can also, one of the things that's really nice, and I've done this when I have shared with you, say, some images for Instagram and Pinterest and maybe Facebook or whatever it is, you can very easily resize them. And I actually like how they resize it better than Canva. I did another video on Canva, and I still like Canva, but for the stuff I do on the web, I prefer Snappa. Now let me go back up to the front of the first page and point out something that's very important. I just mentioned Canva. Canva is still an absolutely phenomenal program. I love it. I need to do more demonstrations on it. But it is not the same as Snappa. Snappa isn't the same as Canva because Snappa is very much only an online graphics creation program. It does not do things in good enough resolution or in a format that works with print. I've tried that, it just doesn't work. So if you need both, you may want to stick with Canva, but for the online graphics that you need in a hurry, that you need right away, for really all of your church website and social media work, this is a great program. So let me just log into my account. I'm not going to show you how to get started. You all know how to sign up for something on the web, but let me just log into my account and then I will demonstrate how it works. When you open up Snappa, here we are on the first page that you're presented with, and you can either enter in a custom graphic size, and we'll do that in just a minute. But first I want to show you, if you're in a super hurry, say you need to advertise an upcoming adult Sunday school class, adult small group, whatever. Let's go ahead and click on blog image. Now all of these too, after you're finished with them, you can always resize them. But let's just go ahead and click on this one. This looks good. Let's start out with looking for answers. And let's advertise our, let's call it Bible 101. Join us this fall. And that's all you would need to do. Now you could add additional material, you could talk about it more. All of the things on this page you can move around. You could, if you wanted to, have your little sign up button down at the bottom, and after join us this fall, you could continue with something like we'll have a presentation from the pastor and then small group discussion. Whatever you would like to do, you see it's very, very easy to just modify things like this. I'm just going to move this up just a little bit more, move that up, and we're set to go. All you need to do now is just, you want to put a title for it. See up here where there's a little pencil, just do Bible study, and then over here, it's kind of weird how they have the name there and then you save it over here, but that's how it is. And then you save it. And then if you have the paid account, you can share it through your various social media here, or you can download it. All of the things on my website are just the web optimized JPEG. And so you can go to the effectivechurchcom.com website and you can see what that looks like. That is the smallest file size, and so that's why I use that. Works out really well. These are for if you're designing specifically for iPads, things like that. But I find for 99.9% of all the stuff that I do on the web, this is just fine. And you save it, and that's all there is to that. Wasn't that easy? Now, let's say you want to completely start from scratch. So I'm going to go back, image sizes, and let's just go on our blog image. And say we want to create something from scratch. So you click on the blank box. Now you can start out with a background, effects, text, whatever, but usually we like to start with a background. So let's click on this. Now we talked about we have fall coming up, so this is really nice when you want to do something and you want it to look good and you don't have time to look for all kinds of photographs and all of that. It's so easy just to quickly do something here where let's just say fall, and then look at all of these absolutely wonderful images. So let's pick one that we would like to use to advertise what our church is going to be doing. Now there's different ways that you can decide to pick the images. You can pick something like this. It's really plain, that you have plenty of room to write something right from the start, or you can pick something, and you can do that. That's like the super easiest, quickest thing of all. Or you can do something that maybe has a little bit more of a complicated background, but maybe you just like how it looks a lot better, and I'll show you how to work with something like that. Let's pick this image right here, and now we are going to want to put some text in there. And let's just, it doesn't really matter what you start out with because you can always change it. Now you see, you can't hardly see this, so let's go over here, and this is where you change the color of your text. Let's just make it white so we can at least see it. And let's say something like, come to our fall festival. Now that's okay, but let's face it, that's pretty boring, a pretty boring typeface for a fall festival. So let's see what else they have. Now the thing that I really like about, and we'll just start at the top here, one of the things that I really like about Snappa is that they have, of course, all of the different typefaces, and they have it where you can see exactly what it's going to look like. Let's try to find something that, oh, Creepster. Oh, that's a good one for fall. So we've got our Creepster here, and let's increase it in size. And you can just hold that down till it gets to the size that you want it to be. Now to add a background to it, go up here to see where it says Shapes, click on that, and then click on the solid rectangle. Now, you just put that over what you want to cover, and then you can always adjust the size. And then we are going to move it back one layer. Isn't that neat? We can move that over. So now you can read it really easily. Now you can leave it solid, but it seems like they look a lot better if they're not so solid. And to do that, you just click on the box and see here where it says Shape Opacity. All you do is you just drag that down. See, here you can see the image through it, but yet you can still read the writing better. Now that's fine, but let's do one more thing. Let's click on the box again, and now let's make it a little bit different color. Let's try this orangish tone here. Yeah, look at that. See that everything goes together much nicer. Now you could also, I just kind of looked at it again, what if we made it sort of a green? Or maybe that green. And if we wanted, I want it to be a little bit more of a yellow green, you can go to where it says custom color, and you can kind of move your slider back and forth and see how, what I'm going for is sort of the same green that's the stem on the pumpkin. Oh, see, that's much better. See, I'm just moving it down, and it changes the color in real time, which is just really kind of cool. And so you can do that. I'm just going to move this over here a little bit, and very easy here in just a couple of, literally less than a minute or so. If you were preparing this for your website, you have got a great little image for you. Now, you can do all kinds of other things. Say you wanted to, on the background here, maybe you want it just to be a solid color. That's all you have to do is you just pick your color, and then we removed the other background and this color came up. Maybe you want to keep that same looking thing, but you just didn't want an image there. Now let's say you wanted to add some graphics to it. Let's search for, oh, this is very nice. And so come to our fall festival, and maybe we want to put a leaf there. And if you did something like this is what they call flat design today. This is very popular with people. Let's go back to the popular colors and say we want to make our leaf kind of a golden color. And you see, it's just so easy to do all this really cool stuff with it. Let's go back to the graphics, see if there's anything else we want to add. Nope. And maybe if we don't want it to be quite so creepish, you can always change if you want a simpler design. Now let me show you one other thing you can do with your text. You can, over here on letter spacing, if you want to stretch it out, you can do that. If you want to bring your lines a little closer together, you go over here on the line height. or a little further apart. Just however you want to do it, you can move that around. If you wanted to add a shadow to it, see how there's the shadow? Let me make it even a little bit bigger. You can add a shadow to it. If you wanted to make the color of the shadow purple, I just did that so you could see it more. But maybe you want to make it actually brown. And maybe you don't want it offset quite so much, just a little bit there. You see, there's so many things that you can do with this particular program that are absolutely wonderful. You can copy it by, they do it calling it just duplicate layer. And you could make that smaller. And then you could do another one. You see, again, you can have so much fun with this program. You can get very different looks, very different graphics. But check out Snappa.com. I think once you do, you will see what an absolutely fantastic program it is. And no doubt in my mind that you'll use it in lots and lots of ways. And probably will come up with some of the same designs because I'm using it all the time. For more training and resources for church communication creators and managers, go to the Church Communications Training School, www.churchcomtraining.com. And now may the Lord be with you and may he give you joy today as you serve him in church communication.